What if a country tried to buy its way into owning another people's future? Not land, not resources, but loyalty itself. Imagine waking up to an offer worth tens of thousands of dollars, simply for changing your national identity. It sounds like fiction, but this is a real proposal, reportedly being considered at the highest levels of power. Today, we're breaking down President Donald Trump's controversial idea to offer direct cash payments to the people of Greenland and why this proposal has ignited serious legal, diplomatic, and ethical alarms around the world. According to multiple reports, President Donald Trump has been considering a plan that would offer Greenlanders direct payments ranging from $10,000 to as much as $100,000 per person. The goal? To persuade Greenland's population to break away from Denmark and potentially join the United States. Greenland is home to roughly 57,000 people. Depending on the payment amount, this proposal could cost billions of dollars in U.S. taxpayer money. But beyond the staggering price tag, the idea raises a far more significant question. Can a country legally or ethically influence another population's national allegiance with cash? So, this isn't the first time Trump has expressed interest in Greenland. During his presidency, he openly floated the idea of acquiring the strategically located Arctic territory, citing national security concerns and the growing competition with Russia and China in the region. Greenland sits in a really critical geopolitical position, rich in natural resources, and vital for Arctic defense infrastructure. The United States already maintains military access there under long-standing agreements with Denmark. However, this latest reported proposal goes much further. Instead of diplomacy between governments, it shifts the focus directly to Greenland's residents, using financial incentives to encourage a dramatic change in sovereignty. That's where the legal problems begin. Under international law, Greenland is considered a semi-autonomous territory within the Kingdom of Denmark. While Greenland does manage many of its internal affairs, Denmark's sovereignty over the territory is, internationally recognized. This sovereignty isn't something that another nation can just unilaterally override. International law, including the principles set out in the United Nations Charter, strongly protects territorial integrity. States are, prohibited from interfering in the internal affairs of other nations, especially in ways that could undermine their territorial sovereignty. Offering payments that are tied to secession could be seen as coercive interference, especially if it's framed as a pathway to annexation by a third country. There's also the matter of self-determination. Yes, international law does recognize the right of peoples to determine their political future. But, that right exists within some pretty specific legal frameworks. So Greenland already has lawful pathways under Danish law to pursue greater autonomy or even full independence if its people choose. But, what it does not have is a legal mechanism to be financially persuaded by an outside power into changing national allegiance. Polls and statements from Greenlandic leaders further complicate the proposal. While many Greenlanders support greater autonomy or eventual independence, there is really little to no public support for joining the United States. Independence, in this context, does not mean annexation. Offering large sums of money introduces another serious concern: coercion. International human rights principles warn against undue influence, especially when financial pressure could distort genuine democratic choice. When money becomes the motivator, the legitimacy of consent comes into question. Even if hypothetically, Greenlanders were interested, the proposal still faces some massive domestic legal barriers in the United States. Under the United States Constitution, it's Congress, not the President, that actually has the authority over admitting new states or territories. A foreign territory just can't join the United States through executive action alone. Any such move would require negotiated agreements with Denmark, formal consent from Greenland's population and institutions, and of course, congressional legislation redefining territorial status. There would also be some big constitutional questions about extending U.S. civil and political rights to new residents' representation in Congress, and honestly, compliance with existing federal law. In short, no president can simply sign a deal and make it happen. Diplomatically, the reaction has been firm and, unequivocal. Denmark has repeatedly stated that Greenland is not for sale. Danish officials emphasize respect for sovereignty and international law, warning that any pressure campaign would damage alliances and undermine trust within NATO. Other European leaders have echoed this stance. France, Germany, and additional US allies have reinforced the idea that territorial integrity is non-negotiable, and that financial inducements or threats really have no place in modern international relations. From a practical standpoint, the proposal is, honestly, deeply unworkable. The layers of legal approvals, diplomatic negotiations, constitutional hurdles, and democratic consent is required to make the idea nearly impossible without Denmark's full cooperation and Greenland's clear, voluntary support. There are also, ethical questions at home. Would taxpayer money be legally appropriated for such payments? Would courts uphold this use of public funds? And honestly, what precedent would it set for US foreign policy if wealth became a tool for reshaping borders? When all factors are weighed, including international law, constitutional limits, diplomatic realities, and ethical concerns, Trump's reported proposal to offer cash payments to Greenlanders faces overwhelming legal obstacles. Respect for sovereignty, democratic consent, and established legal processes stands firmly in the way. In the end, this idea highlights a broader tension in global politics, the clash between power-driven ambition and the rule of law. And it serves as a reminder that in the modern world, borders, identities, and national futures cannot simply be bought. If you found this breakdown insightful, please like the video, share it with others who care about global politics, and subscribe to the channel for more clear, in-depth analysis on the stories shaping our world. Thank you so much for watching. See you in the next one.